You look like you're enjoying yourself. Good book?
It's my journal. I've written in it for years. I read through it every day. Reminds me of the past. I'm retired, so I have plenty of time on my hands.
Those are all yours? Every single one?
I've been writing for 500 years now. That adds up, you know. The memories. I've experienced so much in those years. I've really led a great life. Nowadays, I find joy in reading about the past and enjoying freshly baked delicious muffins. That's all a simple man like me really needs.
The simple pleasures in life for a simple man.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, speaking of freshly baked muffins.
Fresh out of the oven, just the way you like them.
Excellent. Thank you very much, young man.
You say that to me every day. Change it up a little, will ya?
Oh, I'll think of something different for you tomorrow. Let me see here. There you go.
Thanks. See ya.
Marlin bakes the most mouth-watering muffins. They're exquisite. He even delivers them to me here personally every day.
That's nice. You two seem like you're old friends.
Well, I'd like to think we're more than that. Talking to him always cheers me up. I've never had a family of my own. To me, that friendly boy who brings me muffins every day is like the son I never had.
Great memories, great food, and great friends. What more do you need? Looks like you're all set.
Indeed I am. I know we don't have much longer in this world, but even if everything ends tomorrow, I'll have no regrets. Well, except for one little thing. It's about these journals. Well, I'm afraid I lost the first one some time ago. It chronicles the first 50 years of my life. 50 years.
You want it back, of course.
Yes, I do. I don't suppose I could ask. Well, do you think you could look around for it?
Sure, why not? I'll take a look. How will I know it's yours?
My name is written on the cover. I don't think you should have any problems recognizing it. Oh, and I'd like to ask you not to read it if you find it. Not to say my life has been all that exciting.
Of course. It'll be tricky to find, though. Is there anything else that might help? Do you remember where or when you lost it?
Well... It's a bit of a long shot, but I may have donated it with some of my old books by mistake a long time ago. If memory serves, they went to a woman named Mitka. She runs a secondhand shop, or used to. I'm afraid I don't know where she is now, or what she's doing.
Time for my rounds.
I hear rumors of the murder victims returning from the beyond. You know, the ones killed by the children of Etrel. Apparitions go against the Order's beliefs. I suspect this is all nothing more than a wild rumor fanned by superstition.
Oh no, it seems I've gotten lost.
Do you know anyone named Mitka? She owned a secondhand shop long ago in this city.
Mitka. I know someone with that name. I see her around the commercial district all the time. From the looks of it, she doesn't own a shop, though.
It was this way. Oh, Celeste!
I'm looking for a woman who used to own a bookstore in these parts. She also goes by the name Mitka.
Well, my name is Mitka, and I ran a bookshop once back in the day, but that was over 200 years ago. Are you certain I'm the one you're looking for?
I'm not, but maybe you can help me. Listen, I know it's been a while, but I was wondering if you remember a man named Ranulf.
Ah, yes, I remember him. Gosh, that was a long time ago. Who are you anyway? What do you want with him?
He's the one who found me, really. He asked me to track down an old journal of his for him.
He did? That's a strange request. And what is he up to these days?
Eating muffins and reading his books. That's about it, really.
Oh. So, why are you helping him, if you don't mind my asking?
It's what I do, that's all.
Oh. Are you one of those people who does charity work?
Call it what you will. So, can you help me out?
All I can tell you is that I've never handled his journal, but I do know a thing or two about his past. But none of that is for me to divulge. If you want the truth, you need to find out for yourself.
I plan to. I just don't know where to start.
Head to the part of the city they call the Warren. Once there, seek out the man with no name.
Right. Hope there's only one of them, or that's gonna be rather difficult.
Oh, not to worry. You'll find him. But I urge you to be very, very careful. What you're doing is admirable, but it might not be what he really needs.
Who's to say if we should...
What?
Care to tell me your name?
You only need a name if you want to talk to people. If you don't, then what good is it? That's why I don't need one. Nor do I ever want one again.
You're definitely the one I'm looking for. The man without a name. That's you.
It's true, I've been nameless for many years. But am I the one you seek? Who knows? Who knows anything for certain in this dying world?
I guess we can skip the introductions then. I've got a question for you. The reason I wanted to talk to you is because I'm looking for a journal. It belonged to Ranulph.
Ranulph's journal? Why? What do you want with a thing like that?
Nothing. It's not for me. He asked me to find it for him. I'm just doing him a favor.
I thought this day would come. After 2 centuries, I'd hoped he'd given up. But when has a man like me ever gotten his way in this miserable world? So much water under the bridge.
What did you say?
You say Ranulph asked you to do this for him. Is that true?
That's right. He did.
Then go to Yusnan. A woman named Durin has what you're looking for. When you see her, hand her this letter. Tell her that Reddick sent you.
Reddick. So that's your name.
It was... centuries ago. Anyway, you tell Orin who sent you, and she'll help you out. Orin liked to watch the trains go by. She would sit and watch for hours. You'll probably find her near the overlook in Yusnan, where you can see the tracks.
The nights are so quiet. Even if the world is destroyed, we have nothing to fear if we stick together.
Welcome, everyone, to the banquet of the Lord. Our own little...
Who are you?
You must be Erin. Here, I have a letter for you from Reddick.
Reddick? Well, that's a name from the past. Wait, I thought he was dead. Let me see that thing. Well, that's his handwriting, all right. I'd recognize it anywhere. Here, I've kept the journal with me, just as I promised him.
I don't mean to pry, but how do you two know each other?
We used to date. Not one of my finer moments, that's for sure. Hindsight, you know. But that was lifetimes ago. He made me keep this while we were still together.
Why would he give it to you instead of keeping it? Have you read it?
The thought never even crossed my mind. And I knew anything that bastard Reddick was involved with couldn't be good. Please take it. I'm sick of carrying it everywhere. I'm just happy to wash my hands of the whole thing. It's your problem now.
All right, I get it. Thanks.
Light, you found his journal. I can't believe it.
I know, right? Weird, huh? What I don't understand is why there are so many people involved. First Reddick had it, then he gave it to his friend Orin, for safekeeping.
I wonder if it holds some sort of big secret. If secret's so dangerous, just having the journal in his possession could put him at risk. What do you think?
I think I should read the journal before I give it back.
It would be the fastest way to find out what's going on. But do you really think you should? I mean, it is private after all.
But does it really matter at this point? I mean, we're already neck deep in his affairs. It's all for his benefit anyway, right?
Okay, it's up to you. But remember, what's been read can't be unread. If you want to do this, you're on your own.
I need to know the truth. I need to know for Ranulph, for his own sake.
Day 2505. I searched every inch of Yusnan. I found no clues as to who killed my wife and child. Day 3229. I came across a merchant in the Warren who had a valuable piece of information about the case. A certain business rival wanted me out of business. Was this his doing? Did he kill my family to make some sort of sick point? Day 4762. I can't stop picturing my daughter's corpse. I can't erase the image from my head. I have nothing to live for anymore. But I can't rest until I find justice. My family deserves it. Day 15756. Revenge is imminent. Mark my words. Justice will be served. Day 15757. Justice will be served. Day 15758. Justice will be served. Day 15759. Justice will be served. Day 15760. Justice will be served. Justice will be served. Justice will be served. Justice will be served.
I can't believe Ranulph had to live through this kind of tragedy.
His wife and child were killed by a business rival. I can't begin to imagine how he must have felt.
The journal begins from the day after the incident and goes on for years. I mean, look at the dates.
He must have been chasing the killer for decades. It looks like he was consumed by the thought of revenge and nothing else.
But wait, there must be a mistake. Remember what Ranulph said before? He told us that he had never had a family of his own.
I don't think he was lying. I think that's what he honestly believes. I think he truly doesn't remember what happened. Look at these journal entries, the same words written over and over. He couldn't deal with reality. He must have cracked. Lost his sanity.
Yeah, and with it, all his memories.
In the end, it was the only way he could survive. Cutting himself off from the past is what's kept him going. He doesn't mourn his family, because he doesn't know they ever existed.
Light, what are you gonna do with that journal? Are you gonna give it to Ranulph? Do you think you should?
If he reads this, he'll remember everything, even the ugly past that he worked so hard to forget. He's lived happily for centuries.
Sometimes the truth does more harm than good. Do you think he'd be able to handle this? Because if you don't think he can, maybe he's better off not knowing.
I want to tell him the truth, but I don't know if I should. What's the right thing to do?
Well, hello there. Have you tried Marlin's muffins today? They're exceptional. My hat's off to you, Marlin.
I'm glad to hear that. Ranulph, I have something to tell you. It's about your journal.
My journal? Did you find that old thing?
I did. I have it with me now, in fact.
That's fantastic.
Don't get too excited. You don't remember what's written in it for good reason. You made yourself forget. And some things are better left forgotten. Are you ready to accept the reality of your past? If not, please don't read it.
What do you mean, the reality of my past? I'd like to know. I may regret my decision, but yes, I'd like to read it. I'm prepared to face the truth.
You're absolutely sure?
Yes.
All right. Here it is. The part of your past you've been missing all this time.
I remember now. I had a wife and daughter, but they were taken from me. The killer was never caught, though not for a lack of trying. I pursued him with a vengeance for years, decades even.
Whether out of frustration or rage, eventually it became too much for you to bear. Your mind chose to forget that tragic event so you could keep on going with your life.
I can't believe I've been living a lie for so long. How could I have erased the memory of my lovely wife, my beautiful daughter, their laughter, their love?
I'm sorry. Maybe recovering the journal, maybe it wasn't for the best.
No, I'm grateful you helped me remember what happened. I needed to remember. Thank you. The truth surrounding the incident is still a mystery to this day. This can't be the way it ends. I need to know what happened to my family and why. I need closure. The truth is the only thing that will help me go on with my life.
Are you sure? You don't know the things you might uncover.
I'm sure.
Hope, I need to find out the truth behind this. I owe it to him. He deserves it. Now that he remembers his past, he needs closure.
He summoned up all of his courage to face the truth. The least we can do is help him learn it all. I'll do whatever I can to help. Just say the word. Oh, I don't know if this will help, but I may have found something regarding the case.
Anything would help at this point.
I found an old newspaper article about what happened to Renault's family. Unfortunately, it doesn't contain anything we already don't know.
But that means there's a reporter out there who knows all about this case.
That's true. There is a chance they may know something that can lead us in the right direction. It's not much, but let's pursue it.
You mentioned you used to cover high-profile stories. I'm investigating a story for a friend. Do you know anything about a man named Ranulf?
Ranulf? Yes, I think I do. Yes, the poor man's wife and daughter were brutally murdered over some business dispute. Happened quite a while ago. He lost everyone he loved in the blink of an eye. What a tragedy.
That's some memory you have. This happened centuries ago.
My boss put me in charge of that story. It's one that's hard to forget.
That's lucky for us. Ranulf himself asked me to look into the case, so he can know the truth. Do you think you can help?
Actually, I think I might be able to do just that. I can hardly refuse any favors from you now, can I? Except, I wonder if you wouldn't mind doing something for me in exchange. Nothing too time-consuming.
You already owe me.
Just to hear me out, please. You're helping all kinds of people, aren't you? Would you keep doing that, but when you're done, come tell me their stories.
Just their stories? Are you sure that's all you want from me?
Yes, I want to write something that will inspire people and lift their spirits. What better subject than you?
I've done what you asked.
I knew you could do it. That's great news for everyone. You'll be an inspiration to my readers. This will make a fantastic article.
I'm not one to preach morality, but doesn't that violate some sort of reporter ethics? Writing stories that you helped create?
The job of a reporter is to follow the truth, and that's what I'm doing. But if we're being completely honest, the real reason I asked for that favor isn't for a story. My real purpose was to observe you and watch you in action.
What do you mean? Why me?
I know who you are now. You help people, and in doing so, you save their souls. That's the duty you've been assigned by you-know-who upstairs. You are the savior, aren't you?
Huh. You knew who I was all along.
Let's just say I had a hunch. But don't worry. Your secret will be safe with me. I won't tell anyone. Oh, by the way, I looked into Ranulph's past. I found something that might be helpful. The case was cold for a long time, but it turns out they did find a suspect in the end.
So, was he arrested?
I don't know if this is good news or not, but the person in question appears to have passed away some time ago. Once the authorities saw the death certificate, they stopped the investigation.
You're right. I don't know if that's good or bad news. So who was the person behind this?
Some lowlife that was part of a criminal organization, specialized in petty crime. The Order had been on his trail for a while. But he was a wily little rat, managed to stay one step ahead. He went through aliases, but the one on the death certificate was Reddick.
Reddick? I met someone with the same name in the Warren. He said he'd been in hiding for a long time.
Could it be the same man? Is it possible he's still alive? But there was a death certificate and everything.
He mentioned that he was dead in the eyes of the law. And he also knew where Ranulph's journal was.
Do you think he managed to fake his own death by forging the document to escape the Order's scrutiny? I suppose that could be possible. Then it looks like the case has been solved. We found our man. I'll go through the records again, in case we missed something.
It was Reddick, the man in the Warren with no name. Are you gonna tell Ranulph about this?
If it really was Reddick, there's something I want to ask him first. Let's go to the Warren and see if he'll talk.
I hear that the heretics
Require a room? Come again, anytime.
This broadcast is brought to you by the Public Morals Office of the Order of Salvation. It is now
The Shadow Hunter was a real great...
Oh, great. You again.
Now that I have Ranulph's journal, I know who was behind the murders of his wife and child. You've been running ever since. You even faked your own death.
I knew someone would make me. You got me, so you know everything. Yeah, I did it. I killed his family. I took the lives of his beautiful wife and daughter, all for a little money. The one who hired me had a rival business, and he wanted Ranulph out of the game. He's long gone, though. Passed away some time ago.
After you took care of business for this man, did you also steal the journal?
Again, that was me. Years after the incident, something happened to Ranulph. One day, he just seemed to forget the whole thing ever happened. I thought it was a lucky break on my part. I figured it was the best thing for all of us.
But why didn't you just dispose of it? It would have been easier than giving it to someone for safekeeping. And if it links you to the crime, why help me find it?
Guilt. I was too much of a coward to turn myself in. But I think I was waiting for someone to figure it out. I wanted this day to come. I'm tired of running. Turn me in, arrest me, do what you want.
It's not up to me to decide your punishment. Not even the Order. I'd say it's up to Ranulph. Wouldn't you?
So be it. I'll be right here waiting for retribution. Hey, I know you don't owe me anything. But do me a favor, will you? Don't tell my son about this, okay? That's all I ask.
Who's your son?
Name's Marlon. He's my stepson. A good kid. He's nothing like me. Got his own business and everything.
Marlon, he's not a baker by any chance, is he?
You know him? Even though I'm not his real father, he sends me money on a regular basis. You know, to get by. He has a good heart. I couldn't ask for a better son. I really don't deserve a boy like him.
Light, isn't Marlon the boy Ranulph is so fond of? The one who bakes him those muffins that he loves so much?
This does complicate things, but Ranulph insisted he wants to know the truth, and that's what I'm gonna give him.
Really? Even though something like this could ruin their friendship? Do you think Ranulph's prepared for that, after losing his family all over again?
I'm so sorry, but I'm out of flour, so I haven't been able to bake today.
Oh, Marlon, you're so kind to come all this way just to tell me that. Never mind, I'll just have extras tomorrow.
You won't have to wait that long, I promise. I'll be back later.
I've decided to tell Ranulph the truth. The cold, harsh, unforgiving truth of his past. Even though it could cause him to lose a dear friend. Ranulph, I know who killed your family. He lives right here in Luxerion. He's been in hiding since he committed that crime.
Are you sure? Who is he?
The man's name is Reddick. His home is in the Warren for obvious reasons, and I found out something else about him too. But I'm not sure you really want to hear it.
I'd like to know, please. I'm done running from the past. I'd even forgotten about the family I once loved. From now on, I'm seeing things for what they really are.
All right. This Reddick, the man who killed your family, he has a stepson. His name... it's Marlon.
What? You mean my Marlon?
What are you going to do? Are you going to inform the Order of this information that's come to light? Or do you want to take matters into your own hands?
I'd rather not do anything. I just want to continue spending my days just like this. Nothing more. After all, we have few days left.
You forgive him?
No, but I'd rather Marlon didn't know. Imagine what it would be like to find out your father is a killer. You've helped me discover the truth, and I have no regrets. Marlon's innocent. What would be the point of burdening him with this sort of knowledge? His smile is what kept me going all this time. His friendship is what saved me. I don't want revenge. I also don't want to be the reason Marlon loses his father.
If that's what you want, I'll respect your wishes. The case has already been closed, and the suspect declared dead. No reason to bring him back to life now.
Thank you. My family would have wanted it this way. I can almost feel them smiling at me from above. Besides, I wouldn't want anything like this to stop Marlon from baking those delicious muffins of his. I'll continue to chronicle my life in my journal, but only about the precious moments I spent with my wife and daughter. I just want to document my memories. I want to leave proof of their existence.
The scenery today is the same as yesterday, but for Ranulph, nothing is the same. His entire world has changed. The past can never be undone. Yet, he has chosen to exempt a stranger from punishment. He didn't need saving, just someone to remind him of his strength and courage.
Good old Ranulph, cheerful as always.